Hey, what's up, guys? Okay, so if you're watching this video, you probably have seen our Cloud Piano Automotive spin announcement and how you can become an approved spin provider in your local market. And you're probably asking a ton of questions like, why are we doing it this way? What are my options? Should I join? Should I not join? What's the approval process look like? How do I get approved, or how do I avoid not being approved, etc. So there's a couple things to consider, and I want to kind of lay out some frequently asked questions in this video, and of course, invite you to a daily call that I'm doing with our team and also with our prospective spin resellers. So what's a spin reseller? What's that mean? Well, basically, there is a market at large understanding that we have developed over time. And basically what that means is we have figured out what it takes, what's required to be able to create spins, of course, create exterior spins for automotive, interior spins, and also how to integrate and be able to what's required for at the dealership rooftop level, at the approval level, at the vendor level, and all the third parties that are involved. So there's a lot of parties involved in the 360 spin world, and how to get that to work, and how to syndicate, and all these different things. So there's a huge technology burden that is unavoidable. So because of that, because my team is always working on improving those relationships with third parties and large entities, etc., and we are building integrations, etc., with those entities, we know that they kind of have the control. Here's what I mean. If you were to go off and try to sell any type of spin technology to those entities and you don't have integration set up, don't have a third party, if you don't have a partnership already in place with a software company like ours, you're going to have a really hard time breaking in and having success. You can't even be heard or even get a meeting if you don't have the proper technology backbone in place. Okay, it's really, really important. So it's not just about, selling spins is not just about having the ability to create a spin. Creating a spin is great, but it's the steps and onboarding steps and technical wherewithal, what's required once you onboard somebody so that they can get to success, that really matters in this industry. It's a really big deal. And because of that, and because we have a large community, and because I want to go as fast as possible and I want to flood the market, my thought is, let's bring in our people. Let's bring them under our wing and say, listen, do you want to come take part in this new journey with us and get a big, fat cut of commissions for going out and selling? Well, then join us. Join us as we go out and do this. Join the movement and learn the exact steps. If you join, you get access to so many resources. So yes, you get access to our automotive app. Absolutely, you can go out there and create spins of your own vehicles, even a bicycle if you want to. You can learn how the app works. Then you can also learn our onboarding. What happens when someone joins Spin, right? Whenever they become a customer. And number two, you get to learn the different types of customers. Okay, this is the biggest thing. To accelerate your learning curve is the types of customers and the roles and the people you're going to be talking to be able to close a sale. This is where the hardest effort has been put into place before this program started. Our team has been prospecting, booking demos, learning the industry, learning who's important, what's important, why it's important, and then what hooks or what value props actually get people to say, yeah, I'm interested, let's check it out, yeah, I'll try it out, yeah, I'll pay for it, sounds good. What's the sales cycle, sales process look like? You need to understand that to go fast. And we've already figured this out, and we're going to help you do that and accelerate that learning curve into days, almost hours, rather than having to go off and do it yourself. And so there's a technology component, there's the learning curve component we're going to help you with, and also too, there's of course the ability to know how the industry works from a different customer type component. So here's what I mean. There's dealers out there in the world who are outsourcing and looking for spin providers, service providers, photographers, just like you, to create spins and make photos of the vehicles. They exist. There's also another large group of people who are just internally, their own employees are taking the photos, and they use their own software. Well, to these folks who don't have spins but take their own photos, you now have an opportunity to sell software to that specific person, to that niche, to that type of prospect or customer. When before, if you were to use different software tools, you're just a service provider. So that actually cuts off this huge market of people who already make their own spins or already make their own, take their own photos, and you don't even have access to them. You're basically cut off from them if they say, nope, sorry, we do our own thing. If that's the case, you can actually plug in to that specific customer and provide them a software by being a reseller. This is why it's really important to be an approved spin reseller and to join the spin reseller program. You have access to sell software. So you can really, truly go out there and sell this technology either at the software level or just the software level or the service level or both. It depends on your business and how you're set up. If you're a one-man shop and you're just trying to start a side hustle, I recommend just sell the software. If you're trying to grow a massive enterprise in your local market, then yeah, you can also overlay services. And you'd be surprised. Sometimes folks are looking for services only. And sometimes folks are looking for software only. Or some want a combination of both. This is why the local presence is so powerful. And I've done this. I've gone out myself. I've cold called. I've walked in the door. I've dropped the flyer. I've followed up. I booked the demos. This is what's required. Okay, so I'm leading the way, essentially. I'm like, head first. I'm out front. I'm the general who's not in the very back of the army of telling you what to do. I'm like down in the trenches with you. Right, so this is why you should join us at spinreseller.com. It's a big, big, big deal. And we're starting off with a 6-week sales blitz. We're going to have calls every day, middle of the day. We're going to have calls every day, probably 3 times a week, actually, during probably Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday, based on how our schedules all work out. We're going to have calls every day where we are supporting each other, learning from each other, and those folks who go through our modules and training and do it all and then go take action, whatever they learn, they can bring to the table on these calls and say, hey, I tried this, I tried that. Here's what worked for me. Here's what's working for me. Here's why I'm having success. Go try this, etc. We're going to accelerate the learning curve everywhere. So there's huge power in being an insider member. Okay, so if you want to get a new integration set up or something new, if you're a spin reseller, you get paid attention to first, right? This is how it works. So that's the most powerful aspect of the program of being a spin reseller is that you get access to the community. You get access to folks who are just like you, who are out there doing it, hustling, and learning how to start this thing and sell this technology to a market that is primed and ready for you to walk in the door. So I highly encourage you to join. Check it out. And if you have any questions throughout these next 2 weeks, join me for a live question and answer call. We're going to, after these 2 weeks of kind of rolling this out, rolling out Spin Reseller, during these 2 weeks, I'm going to be hopping on calls with everybody who ask me any questions you want. Ask me whatever. I'll help you. I will help you make a decision. I will help you maybe avoid a decision if you're not a good fit. Overall, I'm here to support you. We're here to support you. If you want to make 360 spins, charge money for it, or if you want to sell software in a really cool technology space, the Spin Reseller Program is at an incredible price right now. It's really affordable and you should join, and it's going to be amazing. Okay? I look forward to seeing you inside. If you have any questions, join me for a live call at 12 o'clock. I'll post it in our Facebook group. Okay? So if you don't know about what our Facebook group is, join Virtual Tour Profit by Cloud Piano on Facebook. Also check out our newsletter, and of course, like and subscribe to this video for more information about what's coming next. We got some cool stuff coming, bro. I'm excited. All right, I'll see you inside. I'm excited for you to have success. Let's go do it. Talk soon.